and they didn't give him that chance, which I thought was very wrong for being a Mr. Olympia 2 years in a row, and you just dismiss him and put him to the side and not even compare him with the top 5 people. I think is disrespectful.
Guys, welcome back to another podcast, and we're going to talk about the weekend just gone, the Mr. Olympia. Going to go through the whole weekend shenanigans, what I got up to, the results, top 10, what you thought of the placings. Yeah, so I literally got back last night. Fucking flight was delayed by 3.5 hours. And
That's not bad. That's not too bad.
It was because we got to the airport 6 o'clock for a 9 o'clock flight. Then 9 o'clock came and like they said it could be delayed for another hour, then another hour, then another hour. Then I was on the same flight as James Hollingshead and a few of the British guys.
Oh, okay, cool.
Brad Wills and Patrick Sewer.
Yeah.
The plane was just full of like competitors.
Meatheads,
yeah.
Well, but you was in the business class and then me, peasants.
I was in the cargo class.
They were in economy, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, because obviously when you're delayed, it screws up your connection flights. A lot of people had to stay over. So I had to get a train back from Heathrow back to Birmingham, which took another 3 hours.
Oh, fuck.
Body clocks all over the place.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's fucking horrible. That's one thing I hate about when I go over to the States, man. Your body clock is fucked. You know?
The first night we got there, we arrived at 8 o'clock p.m. By the time we got to bed and stuff, like my body clock, I think I woke up at 4 or 5 in the morning. I just couldn't go back to sleep. So
yeah,
it takes you a couple of days to adjust.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe,
how are we doing?
Okay, let's
go. So, what did everyone think of the results? Do you think it was fair, good judging?
I think so. Zach's got different thoughts.
I always like to put my wooden spoon in it, don't I? You know what I mean?
Stir the pot.
No, like I say, I haven't got a problem with the results with HADI winning. I haven't got a problem with him winning because if we're going on condition, the most conditioned guy with the best balance of muscle condition won, correct? And
so we go through the top 5 first, and where we can assess.
Yeah.
All right. What did everyone think to Ramy?
Like I said, when he first came on, and Phil Heath was talking, and basically they're saying they put him to the side, and they weren't moving him, and obviously my initial thing was like, yeah, he's a clear winner. That's what I mean, because obviously Phil's there watching it, and he's giving his expert fucking 8-time Mr. Olympia fucking analysis, isn't he, or 7-time what he is, and obviously I didn't have an issue, but obviously after when the prejudging was done, and then different scenarios start coming out, it was a bit weird, you know what I mean, because it's like it's one of them situations saying, you know what, somebody can't see a boil on somebody's nose, and all of a sudden one person points it out, everybody says, yeah, he's got a fucking boil. He's got a fucking boil on his fucking nose. And they all start saying the same fucking thing because they like fucking sheep. You know what I mean? And they're running with that scenario, But
how do you think he looked compared to like the previous last 2 years?
I don't think he was anywhere near as good.
I thought it was just as conditioned, mate. Honestly, I just thought it was just as conditioned. I didn't, don't get me wrong, when I'm comparing him to the people who he stood with, yeah, like I said, and when he came back out in the finals for the second time, yeah, the right person won, correct. But I would have been, if he was in second, I don't think people would have complained.
But you're looking at his physique there, it's not nice to look at now, is it? It's never been pretty, but it seems to getting worse.
I think the problem, not a problem, but the thing I thought was a bit strange was never from the Olympias I can remember has the champion been brushed off to the side so fast. They get the chance to defend the title at least for 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, and and they didn't give him that chance, which I thought was very wrong for being a Mr. Olympia 2 years in a row, and you just dismiss him and put him to the side and not even compare him with the top 5 people. I think is disrespectful, and obviously people are going to have other options in their mind what's going on, because listen, he's top 5. Compare him with Samson next to him, compare him with Nick, compare him with Brandon, compare him with Derek, compare him with HADI, then everybody can say clearly, okay, he got his fair chance and he wasn't up to scratch. Correct. I haven't got a problem with that. But when you're moving all the other 4 people around and you're dismissing him to the side, I think it's a bit shit.
What do you think has gone wrong with his tricep there? Do you think he's
nerve damage?
Yeah, it seems to have he hasn't got that.
Listen, we don't fucking know it's nerve damage. We don't know what the fuck it is. But the main thing about it is it could be fucking injury. It could be fucking age is caught up with him. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Wear and tear on a bodybuilder, it catches up with you. So, you know, like everybody running with the scenario saying he's got C4 and C8 disc fucking slipped out and this shit and that. Like, nobody's asked Ramy what the issue is, which I think is a bit weird. And Dennis hasn't come out with anything. And what's it now? And Dennis did come out with something and showed pictures from a few days ago saying, oh, this is how he's looked and everything like that, which is great. But then he dismisses everything onto Chad saying, oh, I'm not his coach, Chad is his coach. Like, why are you even saying that? Like, why would like nobody said that you was his coach, but he was living.
I seen Dennis there, and when they were giving out the awards on the Saturday, before they even give out the awards, I seen Dennis walk off because I think he knew sort of Ramy was weren't going to win, so he walked out the auditorium.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think, you know, the other issue what I've got as well with everybody competing on prejudging, and everybody was not able to hold their condition, and being Ramy, being a big guy, it's harder for him to hold his condition. If you're meant to be on 9 o'clock or something, or 8 o'clock, do you know what time the prejudging started for the men's? What time?
Started at 11:15 p.m.
Yeah, there you fucking go. It's like the bodybuilders are on the most fucking drugs. The bodybuilders are taking directives. The bodybuilders are fucking being water deprived. Fucking every fucking thing you can think of. Oh, guess what we'll do? We'll put them on last, so one of them fucking collapse and fucking die.
We didn't get out of the auditorium until about half past midnight.
Ridiculous.
And we were there. The show started at 7, so there was 5 hours of other classes before. It was too long, way too long.
I personally think, listen, prejudging should start fucking 12 o'clock, yeah? You know what I mean? And it should be men's classic, men's 220, and men's fucking bodybuilding on the same fucking day. And rest of them can work around whatever fucking day they want.
Well,
you know? I haven't
the way the PCA do it, they split the day into 1 or 2 sections with all bikini, non-muscle categories in the morning or in the evening, and they do it as a separate ticket. And it works.
All the other classes they put in the expo, they put the prejudge in the expo.
Yeah, it's just stupid though, because it makes it a task after all that. Even when we're
right at the end, they put the men right at the end to keep everyone in the crowd, but
it's too late.
It's way too long.
It was like even when we were all at the Arnold UK, right?
Listen, number one thing, you care about the 1 minute you're saying you care about the athlete's fucking health, and then you fucking pull this out your fucking arses. Listen, the Olympia, whoever's on fucking the chairman or whoever's listening, Don Solomon, whatever his name is, sack him, because every year it's the same fucking shit. Same shit. Nobody's listening to the fucking fans out there. Nobody's listening to us. So what the fuck are they doing actually? You know what I mean? If they listen to the fans, then they wouldn't be fucking having them stupid backdrops with them electronic fucking screens again and shit fucking lightning. You know what I mean?
That's I just want about that. That's all done for the pay-per-view, because the music was so loud when they did prejudging, and it was so distracting. All the digital
pay-per-view was shit.
Pay-per-view the fucking picture was like was from your old Nokia phone. The pictures were like that, and you couldn't see fucking jack shit. It was like playing fucking Spectrum 128K fucking Spectrum. It was that fucking blocky, the pixels. You know what I mean?
Anyway, so Ramy,
What
I mean,
you were there, Sly. What do you think about Ramy's physique?
Yeah, you was there.
I from where I was sitting, I didn't have the great seat. I was about halfway, and I had to rely on the screens. So the screens were okay, but they were a bit small. I think 5th place was sort of justified with Ramy. He wasn't at his best, and I think
Simon, while you was there watching the show, and nobody said to you anything, and somebody said to you, Ramy's on the side because he's the clear winner. Would you have said he was the clear winner then?
It could have been, yeah. It could have been.
That's what I'm saying. So the narrative when we were watching on the live stream was he was on the side because he was a clear winner. Nick Strength and Power said the same thing. So it was only when people started talking, the message was leaked out. Ramy ain't winning it. Then everybody started coming out with a conspiracy theory of what's going on. Listen, I haven't got a problem Ramy coming 10th. I haven't got a problem, you know. But what I have got a problem with, give a person fair judging like you're doing with everybody else. Like, you made everybody wait till fucking 11:30. At least make them fucking wait till fucking 3 o'clock in the morning if you are going to do that then. Let everybody have a fucking fair fucking judging. That's what people are paid for. So people can turn around there and they can walk away from a show and say, you know what? That was fairly judged. Everybody was compared with everybody in that top 6.
They did put Ramy at the middle, right at the end of the last call out. So when they did do that, I think everyone sort of thought he was back in the mix. But the first call out's the one, and the first call out is the main. Yeah, you know from the first call out where you're going to be.
Yeah, like I said to you, listen. Like my advice to Ramy is, after what's happened with this year's Olympia, don't bother coming back. You've got nothing to fucking prove. All they're going to do is slap it in your fucking face again with a lower placing. So don't do it to your fucking self. You've done it. You've got nothing to prove. They always say here, a lot of people don't know when to get out. And Ramy, you've done it. Get the fuck.
I don't think Ramy can get any better. To it, I think he's been there.
No, he can't get better because you know why? He's
maxed out, isn't he?
His physique looks like he's been chemicalized. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's been relied more on fucking chemicals this last year than hard work in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's just like his body can't handle that shit no more. Your body, it's going to happen to everybody. Your body's going to stop responding to the drugs, stop responding to the protocols. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, let's talk about 4th place, Brandon.
Yeah, it was smooth as a baby's bottom.
It was.
Yeah.
20 pound up apparently, but it doesn't look like.
Well, yeah, when I spoke to him, he said he was 117 kilos. So he was his heaviest.
250 something.
Listen, people need to stop saying how much they fucking weigh to justify themselves. Stop talking about your weight and do the talking on stage. You know what I mean? Like if Brandon came in condition like he did when he won the Olympia first time, yeah, he would have fucking won.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the lines, but his condition wasn't as good as it was.
Yeah,
he's got soft on the legs
because he was playing the sides game because of Ramy.
Yeah. Well, now that Ramy's gone, they might be going for the condition.
Well, I hope they are. Because to play the sides game anymore. Because
do you think 4th place was? Do you think he should have beat Ramy, or do you think his placing was justified?
I think Samson should have beat Brandon.
Sorry.
I think Samson should have beaten Brandon.
I think Samson, if Samson placed ahead of Ramy and Brandon, nobody would
have argued.
No, because it's a similar thing, right? You were there though, so you can measure the condition better. But from the live stream, you know, Samson was 293 pound on stage apparently, and he had hamstring detail, had lines in his hamstrings, and he was fucking way bigger than Brandon.
His condition was as good as Brandon's.
That's what I mean.
With Brandon,
40 pound heavier than. How can he not
with Samson? He's got the back. He's missing the back.
Yeah, I think
development.
Like I said to you, you know, a lot of bodybuilders, what they do on stage is they step above the line, they step closer and closer. So it gives that illusion that they're more bigger than the person next to them. But it's really that case. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just step 1 foot in front of your competitor, closer to the judges, you're going to look twice as big as them.
There was one point where everyone came forward, and they were about 6 foot ahead of the line. So they had to get everyone back.
That's what I'm saying. There should be like an elevated step in front of them. They can't step in front of that line. Do you know what I mean? And then that way, nobody can fuck about with that. I'm surprised they've never thought of doing that before. I
saw Samson at the airport, and because normally they give top 6 the awards, but they give top 5. And I said, so it's unfortunate he didn't get a chance to get in the pose down, because he would have, it would have been good to see him against Ramy. You know,
he's doing the Arnold though.
Doing the Arnold, yeah.
Well, it would be stupid not to do the Arnold, because he's got the momentum.
Do you think Samson looked as good as because beforehand he was 296? We were sort of concerned about his condition, but he did look good.
I think he looked great, especially comparing him to this year's Arnold Ohio version. I think he was 30 pound up as well, 35 pound up. Obviously, that's glycogen, fullness and stuff, but you know, it's a good look. Yeah.
Like I think Samson has to play that game where we know he's never going to be shredded, you know, to the max. Yeah, so he has to play that game where he gets the balance with the size and conditioning right, and which I think he got right for the Olympia, and that's why he got a place where he did and rewarded for that, and he's fucking rewarded. Well done to him.
All right, 3rd place, we're gonna Nick Walker.
Nick Walker.
Before we had our predictions, you didn't have him top 6, did you, Zach?
No, I didn't have him, but
I had him 6, you know.
Saying that, I still wouldn't have put him in top 3. Honestly, I just don't think it looks pleasing, mate. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, he's got all the muscularity and everything. You know, we're at a point now where bodybuilding can move the right direction. People were complaining about before, it went towards Dorian Yates and they went for the big guts and this and that. Do you know what I'm saying? And what do they want to move it towards? Because 1st place, 2nd place, I can understand that. But then Nick in that mix, and then Brandon after him doesn't add up.
Don't you think the top 3 sort of all look very similar though?
Structural and height wise, yes.
Yes, but structure and height, yes. But when you compare the physiques, no, because only Nick didn't fit into that lineup. Because how can you go from HADI, Derek, then Nick, and then Brandon? I can understand them going to Brandon, and then Nick, and then Ramy, because Ramy and him are both freaks, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said all along Nick would be top 3. I had him second. So
how did he look in person?
He looked really good. I mean, I think his tan. He had probably the best tan in the lineup. His tan was really good. I think a lot of the tans were too dark. But
Hunter's tan looked fucking terrible.
Yeah, I was impressed with Nick. I do like his physique.
It's impressive, 100%. I just think it's an incoherent judging.
He's got a good stage presence when he comes on. Everyone he has got a good stage presence.
Simon, young kids follow bodybuilding. Yeah, when they look at Derek's physique, it looks healthy. Yeah, even though he's on fucking shitloads of drugs and we know that. But when you look at Nick's physique, it speaks chemical warfare. You know what I mean?
Plug it, Zach.
Plug it in. No pun intended. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's got it's all the veins in it, like the vascularity.
No, don't get me wrong. I haven't got a problem with Nick's upper body. His physique looks fine. But when you start coming down to his legs look weird. You know, the way he stands with them and the way they're shaped, and then he's got his car. You know,
I think as well, because his muscle bellies and his upper body are super round. His legs are quite square.
Yeah, exactly.
It throws off the symmetry portion. If his legs were as round and sweepy as Derek's, You know, it'd be fucking crazy.
Oh, mate, fuck me. You know
Do
what
you
I mean?
think he could win the Olympia in a couple of years' time?
Or,
Yeah.
mate, he's definitely going to win the Olympia. You can see it happening.
Yeah, he's only 27.
We're in the era now. There's going to be no dominant Mr. Olympia for a bit.
I like that. I prefer that.
Yeah, I prefer. I personally think a person should win the Olympia once, or twice the most, and then you know what? Move on with your life, because your health is going to suffer.
Right, let's talk about second place. Derek Lunsford.
For me, most impressive guy in the whole show.
For me, the best shape on the whole lineup. The shape is amazing. Yep. I just wish his physique's condition was consistent, where his fucking glutes and hams matched his fucking lower back and certain areas. Weird, because you have his chest what looks smooth, and then you have certain areas what look fucking detailed.
Look at his glutes, tie in, lower back, but his arms and shoulders he had no stripes in his chest.
No,
you think that's to do with the training style, or?
I think it's just anything about maturity. He's only young, Derek. So it's just not maturity.
But you're talking about maturity. Then why is Nick's a baby as well?
Yeah.
There you go. It's not about maturity.
It's the FST7, I think.
I just think it comes down to, like, I think a lot of people now, bodybuilders, like, when people talk about the 90s, look at that condition and stuff. Yeah, because in the 90s, people fucking dieted, and there was a diet, and they didn't fucking load up on sodium and fucking junk food every weekend, And I think diet has a big part to play with how physiques are looking, you know what I mean? And obviously with the drug protocols, So it all goes hand in hand. Because if you look at HADI, my God, if he's in Iran, he's on fucking basic fucking ration diet. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's got that hard looking muscle. You know what I mean? You don't see HADI posting, I'm eating a pizza every fucking weekend.
Yeah, well, Derek had a massive round of applause as soon as he came on. I think they put him in the centre, him and HADI in the centre. So everyone,
he just screams poster boy, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he could have gone either way. I think HADI did deserve to win. It was a lot harder from the front.
Listen,
he's got more muscle, but
the right person won down to condition, muscle, and symmetry. The right person won, no doubt about it. But obviously, if Derek comes back next year, he can fucking take it, and no reason.
100%, because he's been restricted his body for so long. He's got age on his side.
He's put on like 20 pounds. He's put on 20 pounds since he won his 212 last year.
Yeah, no. Like I said to you, I think to myself, like, even though how they treated Ramy this year, I think it was a fucking exciting Mr. Olympia, knowing that we didn't know who was going to fucking win in that way.
All right, let's talk about the winner, the man of the night, HADI. So he was the first competitor that came on, and so it's always good to see him, the first person. But as because there was 35 competitors, so you forgot how good HADI was as soon as everyone else came on. But this is definitely the best.
You think HADI coming out first made a lot of people look soft as shit as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a lot bigger than last year as well.
Usually that double bicep pose of his, he looks a bit blocky, but he fucking doesn't there.
No, because waist looks tight and small.
Yeah, mate, he just filled out so fucking good. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing. If he brings that same package in, he doesn't need to play no fucking size game. Just play your fucking game. If he comes in with that same physique next year, he could probably take it again, because down to condition.
Have you seen all the posts that been going around about comparing his back to Dorian's back?
Yes.
It's a bit stupid, really, isn't it? Some people probably would never get a back like that, a lower back like Dorian's. It's down to insertions, isn't it?
Then again, Dorian didn't have very detailed striated quads.
Yeah.
He didn't have arms like Ramy.
No.
The thing is, listen, people need to fucking let go of old school versus new school. This is the era we're in, and this is the best we've got. So fucking stop complaining. It's like, It's like, you know, we can't go back in fucking time, can we? And whatever reason it is that people haven't got fucking more detail now compared to them guys, you know what? Maybe it's fucking down to the fucking shit lighting on stage. Maybe it's down to the fucking, you know, the fucking shit tan they've got on stage, you know? Like,
people should just appreciate what we've got nowadays. I mean, HADI, he looked phenomenal, and definitely no one could have said like he didn't deserve to win.
No.
You know, the thing about it, there's nothing wrong with comparing and comparing respectfully, but let's not bring a person's victory down just because he didn't look good as a past Olympian. Fuck off. Because you know what? He looked the best he did on stage compared to the people he competed.
Yeah.
You know?
That's all you're required to be, though, isn't it?
It's like a person who runs 100 meters doesn't compete against Usain Bolt. Does that mean he's not a fucking worthy winner? You don't see people in the fucking Olympics and saying, oh, fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry won the 100 meters. Oh, let's compare him to Usain Bolt, who was the fastest man alive. They don't compare people like that. You do know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're there on that given day, and you're competing with the given people on that day, and if you fucking win, well done to you. It's not a fucking easy feat just getting to the Olympia. You know what I mean?
Look at this video. Look how smooth everyone looks. I know the words. Look at Brandon. He looks terrible there, doesn't he, Brandon?
And then you'd go back to the video we just seen with the quality footage, you know, and there you go. Plus, a lot of the 90s stuff people compare is still shots. The photographers are going to throw away the shit fucking pictures and just post the best ones anyway.
The problem I've got is that, like, you know, a lot of people who post pictures on social media, they edit them to the fucking max. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, listen, just touch them up a little bit. Don't fucking over edit them and make out that they look like super.
I mean, HADI looks shredded there. There's no fat.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. One of the best midsections I've seen on the Olympia stage for a long time.
But you see that picture there could be so fucking awesome, but what happens is you get distracted with people stood in the background and with that shit what's going on in the background.
I don't understand that. It's ridiculous. They've got all this space, all those competitors. Everyone was backstage before they called them out. So if they're not on the fucking line, send them backstage.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's.
That's an interesting call out there.
7th place. This is the second call out. So we had Samson,
6, 7, and 8. Right.
You got two guys in condition, and one was smooth as caramel chocolate. In the middle.
Who's Zach?
Fucking Hunter, look at him. He's dripping. He's like he's gonna fucking, you know what I mean, melt.
He was better than last year, but it's still. I think Andrew should have beat him. Definitely.
Andrew should have definitely beat him just on structure alone, and just with his fucking lines. It's like
I spoke to Andrew, and he was going to pull out. He got sick 4 weeks out, and he got flued up, and he was taking antibiotics for like a few weeks.
It probably made his condition better.
He was going to pull out, but he said, "Oh fuck it, I've come this far. I'm going to just do my best." And
it's good that the show was professional. You know, he's carried on through with his word, and after all that hype around him, it's good that he ended up finishing the season.
He's not with Flex anymore. But
really?
Story. Eh?
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was it for?
No, well,
life.
Yeah, life. Yeah. I thought Andrew looked really good. I think he definitely should have beaten Hunter.
Like I think Andrew's best condition was at Texas, and if he came,
no doubt,
if he came in like that, he would have been top 6.
If they had the Texas lighting for this Mr Olympia as well,
yeah, me, they just need to stop this background shit. Look at it. Yeah. It's like that Sandow statue in the back. You think he's one of the competitors having a bank.
Right, what about 9th place, William Bonac?
Oh, don't rub it in now, Si.
You had him second, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Mate, it's
obvious. I didn't have him my top 6. Even in my top
Mate,
6.
he missed his peak.
Yeah.
Everybody missed their peak compared to what time they were meant to compete on. Simon, you know yourself, even if you're backstage and you're waiting an hour longer,
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, because you stood there worrying and you're thinking, where am I going to be on? Fucking lying down, trying to fucking.
You know what? Once you peak and you look great, you can't pull it back. You can't pull it back. Once you start smoothing over, you're fucked.
Yeah, and that's the issue you've got here. It's like I'm really disappointed in the way the Olympia conducted the pre-judging. And you know what? The Mr. Olympia has always been built on bodybuilding, open class bodybuilding.
That's the main attraction, isn't it?
Yeah, and they treated the bodybuilders with disrespect, bringing them on at fucking 11:30. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. It's like most of them after 12 o'clock turned into gremlins, turned into water puppies. You know what I mean?
Well, I woke up at 6 in the morning, and they weren't even on yet.
That's what I mean. It's like
Fucking ridiculous.
next year.
I mean, look at Ramy there. That's freaky as hell.
Yeah. Fucking. You know what? I honestly hope he doesn't come back next year because Dennis James basically dismissed him. You know what? I would have had more respect for Dennis James doing an interview after the show with RX Muscle or somebody and saying, listen, this is the situation, this is what happened. But up to now, Chad hasn't said anything either.
The thing is, he was very confident going into the show. Ramy was, Dennis and Ramy. So maybe unless you like see him side by side, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah,
how he looks.
Yeah.
You think maybe he did just get old in the space of 1 year?
I think his body's bad. Don't forget the year before. Yeah, he had 6 months off, so maybe that didn't favours.
Yeah,
I just think this year his body looked tired, and I think a lot of that was down to Dennis James and Chad pressuring him to get in condition early. So they got him in condition 6 months fucking early, and he's posting pictures and everybody's going, fuck me, he looks lean. And you know yourself, there's only so long you can stay lean for before it starts backfiring on you. And God knows whether he's got fucking spinal problems, you know what I mean, whatever, you know what I mean, and I hope he hasn't. But like I said to you, and they were saying about his quad and they've been cleaning all that scar tissue out. You know what? You should have fucking left that scar tissue in there so you couldn't see the fucking holes in his quads.
He did post a video saying he's going to come back next year.
Yeah, but somebody's first initial thing is once they've been knocked out is that, oh, I'll be back. You know what I mean, type of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I think once he's sat down, once he's back home with his family, around real people, real friends, not fucking people who are blowing smoke up his arse, he'll probably realize, you know what? Most of these people around me was just there for the fucking ride. You know what I'm saying? And they won't tell you the truth. It's like that scenario, Simon. You know, you're going into a show, everybody's saying you look great. Then once you competed, you don't get the place you want, and then your mate comes up to you backstage. He goes, "Oh, you know what? You could have been better. You could go, motherfucker. Why didn't you tell me this before?"
I'll tell you what, who really impressed me, RAFAEL BRANDO.
Really?
Yeah, he got 10th, but his shape, great shape. I think
he's doing the Arnold as well.
I just think he needs a little bit more size.
Yeah, he needs more size. Yeah.
On his quads, a little bit more on his quads. Just filling out a little bit more. Bro, that guy is fucking dangerous. His physique looks healthy.
He's got such a great shape, classic shape as well. I met him at Flex's gym and nice guy as well. But yeah, I think if you put another, say, 10 pound, it'd definitely be.
No, but when you look at RAFAEL's muscle texture, quality looks fresh.
Fresh, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
He's been competing. He's been a pro for 6 or 7 years, and he's been putting 4 or 5 pound of muscle on every year. So he's clearly doing it the right way.
Listen, that's all what you need to fucking do. Not put on. You don't need to fucking do fucking 400 pound off season like a sumo wrestler. Okay, it's like you take all this insulin to get up to a fucking certain weight, and then abracadabra, when you diet, it disappears. Wow, what do you think was going to happen? You know what I mean? So you're forcing yourself up to get to a certain fucking weight, only to diet down there, and basically realize that, oh, I competed too heavy. I should have competed lighter. And in reality,
do you think Bonac had sort of downsized a little bit as well? It doesn't look as big there.
Well, he was 260 apparently.
260.
Apparently.
I think with Bonac, his structure was
No.
He couldn't compete with guys like Brando and fucking Andrew Jack stood next to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If you were stood next to Ian Valerier and fucking Hunter Labrada, yeah, it would look better. It would make him look better. But
Who do you think was the biggest letdown of the show?
for me,
Yeah.
well, obviously, fucking Ramy, innit? You know what I mean? and then you know what? Like you said, it was.
So I think everyone going into it before Ramy was a given, wasn't it? No one thought he'd get last fifth.
No.
And I would have liked to have seen fucking Andrew Jackson shape, man, because he belongs in that first fucking call out. If that guy tweaks his hamstrings and glute area, makes it more fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I spoke to one. He was disappointed. I mean, he said he would have liked to make top 5, top 6, but it's first year. And he's been dieting a long time.
You think maybe he needed to lose?
I think he needed to get humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't when we met him. Obviously, he's not an arrogant person. But you know, when you're not at your best and all you've done is win, how do you improve?
Yeah, and you know what? That's why Crizo, I respect him, because you know why? He took it and he was happy.
Yeah.
And he's somebody who I thought would have probably cried like a baby, but he wasn't. You know what? And you know what? The guy's a fucking freak. You know what I mean? The guy is a fucking freak. Watch him in the next couple of years, man. The guy will be up there because he's got some fucking muscle bellies on him. And you know what? Hunter and Ian Valerier, them guys, bye-bye.
Well, there is.
Yeah, let's talk about Ian then.
Well, he came out and he only hit side shots, didn't he? Apparently.
Yeah, he was giving it the big one at the press conference, and
he messed up.
He was talking shit about Andrew, weren't he? And
yeah. The problem is, listen, you know when you're around fucking people who are blowing smoke up your arse and everything and saying you're looking this and you're looking that and everything, you start to believe your own fucking hype. And that's the problem. You need to have real people around you saying to you, you know what? Yeah. Let's be fucking realistic. You know, you're not going to be in the first call out, mate. You know what I mean? If you get in the second call out, thank your lucky stars for that. You know what I'm saying?
I think not having to coach Chris was at his detriment as well, because he's got nothing else to focus on coming into the show.
Yeah, and only thing he had to focus on was his fucking self on Instagram arguing with people. you know what I mean? It's like, listen, it's so easy to get into arguments with fans. Why the fuck are you doing it?
Talking about Chris Bumstead, I think that's obviously the first time I've seen Chris compete. He
fucking
phenomenal. Best physique of the whole weekend. The guy's just another level.
And he tore his bicep as well.
Yeah, well, I didn't notice until that someone else put a video up, but overall, he had the best condition in the whole show, best lines, best symmetry.
But I tell you one thing, that guy who came second, what's his name?
Ramon,
yeah.
His physique looks fresh, man. He's fresh.
I don't particularly think, I don't like his physique very much.
No, but what I'm saying to you is, he just seems awkward holding his poses.
Yeah.
Ramon.
He's like to squash himself in instead of make himself wide. You know what I mean? It's like Chris' structure is fucking A1. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why when you know how to pose your physique, you can make yourself look 10 times better. And that Ramon guy, he makes himself look worse.
Yeah.
But regardless, he wouldn't have beaten Chris anyway, because Chris is just so far ahead of everyone.
The gap is miles ahead.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, no, he wouldn't have beaten Chris even then. But what I'm saying is the thing about it is, he would have looked a lot more better stage presence. Yeah. You coming up.
Plus, Ramon's at the weight cap.
Sorry?
I said Ramon's already at the weight cap because he missed weight, didn't he? And had to come down.
Well, I don't understand. They're both about same height, him and Chris Bumstead. So how come Chris Bumstead's weight cap is fucking not unlimited?
Chris had the biggest queue at the meet and greet. His queue was like people queuing all hours for him.
People don't realise, Chris is 240 £240 on stage.
Is he?
That's 6'1". Like that's fucking big. For his frame. But I was really impressed with Urs as well, the third place.
Yeah, Urs, the
23 years old as well. Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I just think with Urs, his arms just throw his
But Chris had the same problem for a few years, and then he built them up. And then look,
there's more chance of Urs beating Chris than Ramon.
That's what I think as well.
Urs has got better stage presence and posing. He's got his posing spot on. All he has to do is just get them arms bigger, and you know what? He will fuck people up.
So what did you think to the 212 results?
Fuck me, man.
Fair.
That fucking midget, man, Sean Curry. that fucking guy is a fucking freak of nature. I'm sorry.
Did you see the video of Brian Shaw handing out the awards?
Yeah. they had to do him dirty, didn't they, the bastards?
5'1" and 6'7".
Yeah. Fuck, everybody were pissing their pants, Man, listen.
Phenomenal physique, phenomenal.
Man, if I was Sean, I'll stay in that fucking class for the next fucking 5 years and try to beat Flex's fucking.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have placed top 6 of the open class.
No. If he was 5'10", it would be Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Listen, even if he was 5'6", because he would be same height as Derek.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Could you imagine Sean and fucking that? You know what I mean? That fucking mate, he would be top fucking 6, man, easy. But the problem Sean's got is that he's never ever gonna outmuscle the bigger guy. Even though he's got fucking so much muscle dripping off him. You know what I mean?
He's so strong as well.
Sorry?
So strong.
Man, trust me, the condition on him beat everybody.
Who was it that came second?
Angel Calderon.
Yeah. And you know what? I can see that was the right result. You know what I mean? That was right.
Yeah.
Because they both got.
I prefer Kamal's shape to the guy came second, but it was close. It was. I do like Kamal's physique.
So do I. He's retiring now.
He was shredded as well. He was shredded.
Yeah, Kamal's physique just doesn't look freaky. Them two look freaky, so that's why they were more comparable. They had a similar structure and similar muscle bellies. You know what I mean?
I brought this up to someone the other day. How do you think? Because obviously the success of the 212 guys or former 212 guys. How do you think a 230-pound Flex Lewis would have done at the Olympia Open this year?
Well, put it this way. Fucking look what Derek's done.
Mm-hmm.
Simple, and Flex's fucking condition. You know what I mean? And like I said to you, look what Derek's done in a year. So it just shows you what I think. Flex will be kicking himself, kicking himself. Yeah, he never took that opportunity. But the problem was at that time there was Phil.
Phil was there, who's just a bigger version of Flex, so complete, shredded.
There was Phil. There was Sean Roden. There was Ramy. So it was just the wrong time. Wrong timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Flex has got too much going on with his
life,
yeah,
of course.
You know what? His gym that week, it was absolutely rammed. It was like we got there Monday to interview him, and they must have had 150 people. His gym's not big, you see. It's not as big as people think, and you couldn't move. You couldn't get on anything. Absolutely packed.
I think it's going to be a big knock on for him now because they're moving the Olympia to Orlando.
Yeah, back in Florida next year.
Yeah.
No, I've heard it's only going to be there for 1 year, then they move back to Vegas.
Strange.
Or they're just switching it every other year, are they? Is that what they're doing?
No, it's just in Florida for 1 year, then they move it back to Vegas permanently.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah. Also, I trained at powerhouse gym, and the fuckers put the price up to $45 for a day pass.
What?
Shit, $45 for a day pass.
Wow. What was Flex's?
The same price, $30. That's what I paid. Well, I didn't pay last time, but they didn't change the price. But it was a lot of people were complaining it was that busy. So there was a new gym called Elevation Gym. That was quite good, but that was $20.
Oh wow!
All the gyms there were packed.
Yeah, man. The thing is, the Olympia is best in Vegas for
definitely.
But the problem is they need to start fucking doing the prejudging earlier for the European people, for people us in UK to fucking watch it.
Yep.
So you know, at least you know what I mean? It's like, or like you said, 1 year do the Olympia in Europe and 1 year Olympia back in America. Swap it.
Or just bring back the Mr. Olympia Europe that Dexter Jackson won in 2015.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, why not swap it around? Like, don't move it around every country, but move it to the European countries and move it back to America.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna fucking grow the sport, aren't you?
It's very true.
You know,
to be honest, it was.
I mean, promoting this time.
Sorry.
Said you fancy promoting it next year.
So they said this year was like the biggest Mr. Olympia with ticket sales, competitors. It was packed. It was so Saturday night you couldn't get.
No fucking shit when you're allowing fucking 55 people in the open class to fucking enter, and each of them people are bringing fucking how many fucking family members, fans, and friends to fucking.
There was 70 of the men in the classic. 70 guys competing.
But you see what I'm saying? It's just like, and then half of them don't even get a fucking look in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's fucking mathematics, isn't it? It makes fucking sense. It's going to be the most profitable one. But somebody was saying in Vegas, the fucking taxes are huge compared to Florida.
Yeah.
The taxis.
Taxes.
Oh, taxis. No, Vegas is. I think it should stay in Vegas because.
Because all the big fights happen there, like UFC, boxing, everything.
They're moving Formula One there as well, aren't they? Next year.
I know,
Yeah, in Vegas, you need to have it around September time when the weather's hot.
Yeah.
It was weird going to Vegas when it was cold. It was fucking not as cold as UK, but it was like 5 degrees, which is cold for Vegas.
Simon,
I'm not about to walk around in my shorts.
Simon, you've been when when the Olympia was in September, and there would be fucking pool parties everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Fucking that was the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? You know,
because we went out on the Saturday night after the party, after the finals. Flex had a party at the Club XS.
Yeah.
And so we went in the club. Yeah, me and Liam. It was a fucking big club, and Flex was outside. he had a little booth outside. But fucking way outside, it's absolutely freezing there.
Fucking hell.
Outside was
outside in December, fuck's sake.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Fuck, wow. You know what I mean? But did you enjoy yourself though, Simon? Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see everyone, and I seen. Obviously, we did some filming for the Elite Priest documentary, so I got to interview Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, who else did Flex? Melvin Anthony. He's a crazy bastard.
Yeah. Who was the? I know you did the group picture. Who was the guy on the far left?
Black guy.
Yeah, old black guy, green vest.
Ron
Love.
Was it Ron Love?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I thought I could recognise the face.
He was a big motherfucker, him, you know.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the expo was good, busy. The expo was at a different venue. It was at the Venetian.
Did you prefer the expo and the Olympia being held there, or at the other place?
Orleans.
Sorry.
No, Planet Hollywood. It was good. The theatre in Planet Hollywood was really good. It's called the Zappos Theatre, and it's inside the Planet Hollywood, so it's just convenience. And the expo was about say 5-minute cab ride.
Okay.
The Venetian's huge, massive hotel, massive complex.
Oh, Venetian's fucking massive, yeah.
Nice as well.
you're on the strip as well, so everything's close by.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you say close by, but you look at the hotel next to you. It's still a 10-minute walk because you have to go walk through the hotel.
Taxi rides aren't a fucking fortune compared to where it used to be held before. Where was it held before now? I forgot the name.
The Orleans.
Fuck me. That was miles out of the way, and it was it was an old shitty place.
The only thing, all the gyms are like half an hour away from the strip, so you have to pay like obviously cab ride there $30, cab ride back $30, training for day pass. So $100 for each time you go to the gym.
Yeah, so it's not fucking cheap, man. It's not cheap. It adds up, man. It adds up. Yeah. So it's a success then, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think to James Hollingshead?
He actually placed 16th, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was the only one to place as in out of the 16. Everyone else after that didn't place. So I thought he looked good. I think he looked big. He looked similar to the Arnold to me. He didn't look stringy like he did the year before. So
I thought he looked better in the Arnold because of his tan. I think that tan that he used there was horrible.
The Olympia.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
Dark, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was fucking horrible tan. I don't know what the fuck they used this year. Or it was the lighting or what. I don't know. Well, like
Bisto gravy, I think.
Yeah, he said he missed his peak, or he said he had the fullness, but he said he didn't Jordan overcarb him up on sushi or something.
Fuck knows.
Jordan Peters, I know Jordan flew out a couple of days before, and he said, "Look, I need to go to pick out an all-you-can-eat sushi buffet." So, but sushi's got a load of sodium, isn't it? Fucking tons of sodium.
Mate, the thing you've got is, you know, when you're doing shit like that, it's a guessing fucking game. It's a guessing game. You don't actually know what's done what. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not like
it's a big risk to take, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not like you're having Simon eating 100 grams of rice and you know there's 100 grams of rice, and having 100 grams of fucking fish without, you know, sodium on it, and then you put sodium on it yourself and you know how much sodium you're fucking having, so you know exactly what you've done. So if you look back and you'll say to yourself, oh shit, maybe next time I need to do this now, you know what I mean? But when you just pick out on something like that, it's like, what can you put it down to?
Also, you don't know how much you're eating, you don't know what's what. It's foreign food as well, it's sauces, stuff like that.
It's basically a game of Russian roulette, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Just hoping for the best. You know.
Yeah, I got to speak to James because he went to the we interviewed him for the documentary, and he's now a gas athlete.
Yeah.
So,
well done to him. He deserves it.
Yeah. So I did speak to him. He's gonna try and come up in the new year to my gym.
No,
so it should be good.
Yeah, I'm glad James got 16. He deserves it. You know what I mean? He's a hard worker, and you know, a fellow British athlete. We should always be behind our British athletes because we're outnumbered by these Americans. You know what I mean?
I think James and Antoine was a very, very comparable thing.
Yeah. There was, isn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was funny watching them too.
Yeah, so I think overall the show was really good. I mean, the hype definitely lives up to the hype.
And one thing you got to remember from this Olympia, guys, if you ever become pros, and if the Manians ask you to guest pose, fucking do it. Don't miss a fucking guest posing. All right.
Have you seen all that shit? That's been it's not shit. It's called the Washington Post about the Manions, about
sexual exploitation.
Yeah, and all the shows being rigged.
Yeah.
The thing about
HADI CHOPAN potentially being assassinated when he arrives back in Iran.
Really? Why?
Because he spoke out about in support of women's rights. And some pro footballers have done it, and they've disappeared after the World Cup.
He's disappeared.
No, some of the professional football players after the World Cup that spoke out in favour of women's rights over there and stuff have disappeared.
The thing about it is, you know what? Don't get involved in politics.
No.
I always said
there should be no place in sport for politics.
Listen, there was somebody talking. It was about. what was it? It was in Saudi, in Qatar, the World Cup, and some reporter asked them all saying, "Oh, we heard this is the human rights that you're treating people badly about working." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that guy says, "Do you ask other countries what they've done bad, or you just asking us?"
Yeah.
He goes,
Yeah.
because you know what? This is a football game. We're talking about
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Story.
It should always be like that.
Listen, keep politics out of fucking bodybuilding in any sport. Let's fucking yeah. At the end of the day, there's no need for politics. So I hate when people all of a sudden win something or do something and then they start saying, you know what, everybody should fucking tie their dicks together.
Well, I think everyone that won their class, they were sort of prompted to sort of big up Jim Mannion, because everyone said, "Oh, whatever's got in the news, this is the #1 federation, this is the biggest show," and if it weren't for Jim Mannion, which is fair enough, it is the biggest show.
Yeah, it's like in Qatar there was saying because they're against the LGBT community and stuff like that, and the Britain football team was saying, we support it. Well, if you want to support the LGBT football team, you can start by sucking each other's cock. That'll show some support. If you're that support, so fucking do that. Then actions speak louder than words. Don't say it.
There's your preview.
but the thing about it, Simon, are any of you guys surprised that bodybuilding matches, what's it now, rigged? Some of them are rigged. But is there any? Are you surprised, really? Do you remember the time when people say, "Oh, muscle tech athletes all used to get placed well"?
Because they
talk about the men's physique thing there as well. Everyone's talking about how because the guy's sponsored by Trifecta, they put him first over Brandon Hendrickson and all this. So,
do you know who owns Trifecta?
No.
Jay Cutler owns it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
You won't fucking surprised. I won't be surprised. He owns the Ottomex as well. He's not fucking stupid, is he?
No, he's not stupid. No.
yeah. So but like you said, so they were saying in that Washington Post that they come out and they were saying the bodybuilding shows were rigged and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've not read them, but do you know the guy who's come out? Do you know? Obviously, you remember Wayne D'Amelia because he's had a fallout with the IFBB, and I think he's the one that's been bringing all this attention to the Washington community because a lot of the stuff is very accurate, very it's real, and obviously he knows all the details, all the history and stuff.
I just think you got to remember also is that you can't blame everything on Jim Mannion in that situation because if nobody's bringing it to his attention, how can he get it sorted out? But if people are bringing it to his attention and he's brushing it under the carpet, then it's a different situation, isn't it? You can't take all the bad eggs out of bodybuilding. There's so many bad eggs there. We don't know who the fuck they are until people come out and say, this person wants to massage my glutes to place me first. Then you can do something about it, can't you? You know what I mean?
Right. Anyway, we'll wrap this up. Joe's disappeared. I think he's fallen asleep. But great Olympia. Definitely.
He was talking about people disappearing in Iran. He's fucking disappeared.
All right, Zach. Christmas next week. What you got? Anything planned?
Yeah. It's just fucking Christmas, isn't it, coming up? You know what I mean? So best get my stockings full. You know what I mean? So I've been a good boy, Santa.
We'll have to arrange a meet-up in the new year.
Definitely,
no traveling.
Are you doing anything for Christmas? Are you spending it with family or anything?
Just the in-laws.
The in-laws, yeah. Good. All right then.
Right then. Yep. Well, have a good Christmas, and we'll see you in the new year.
And thank you for the update on everything.
All right, no problem.
We want to see some of them pictures with them big fucking strippers with their titties out and you suck one, okay?
I'll send you the DM.
All right.
Okay, so thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the viewers for watching all these podcasts, and Wishing you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the new year. Have a good one.